Fair warning, I am making this video based off of the alpha version of the game, and with a beta and full release still up and coming, everything I say is subject to change. That being said, let's talk about Marvel Rivals is a 6v6 hero shooter that lets you play as some of your favorite Marvel characters and fight each other in an ultimate battle to the death. I'm gonna keep it $150. I've had more fun playing Marvel Rivals than I ever had playing Overwatch, and I have like 400 hours in that game. Just so that we're clear, this game doesn't have a story, so I'm not even gonna bother talking about that because it's non-existent. So we're gonna focus on things like game mechanics and hero interactions, and things I would like to see them do a little differently when they release the game fully. Let's just start off by saying I will 100% play this game more than I'd play Valorant, Overwatch, TF2, or Paladins, purely based on the fact that I get to play as some of my favorite Marvel characters of all time. The fact that I can swing around the map, dive in, web someone in close, and then uppercut them is one of the sickest things I've done in video games recently. This game does a really good job at making you feel like Spider-Man, or literally any character that you play. One thing I did notice though that is understandable because you kind of have to bring the audiences over is that they reused a lot of mechanics from other games that are similar. For example, Punisher is really easy to pick up if you played Soldier. Same with Rocket Raccoon and Baptiste. Iron Man is easy to pick up if you've played Pharah, and Black Panther would be easy to pick up if you've played Genji. Now, just so that we're clear, I don't think that this game is an Overwatch clone. I think that's ridiculous. I do, however, think that they modeled certain characters after abilities that other characters from competitors' games have, so that the transition from that game to Marvel Rivals would be smooth and easy, and I personally appreciate that because I'm hella slow. So if I had to learn a whole set of new mechanics, I would suck, which is why I suck as Spider-Man, because he's a completely original character that other games don't have the same mechanics for in any of their characters. So I had to relearn all of his abilities and really understand what he does, and I couldn't draw upon knowledge from another game's character. And I think they balance this really well, where they have characters that are similar to characters from a competitor's game, and a lot of characters that are original and unique and stick to kind of their comic book trope. That being said, I really hope that they continue to make all the characters unique and kind of comic book tropey, because it would really suck if they just started copying character abilities from competitor games because they want the player base to come to their game. I think you'd have more people coming over if you started introducing new game mechanics. If you're a dev and you're watching this, please remember that. We care more about the cool unique abilities than the reused ones. I am really excited to see what they do with the maps, because there's such huge potential with a Marvel IP to bring in some really sick and awesome maps, and I really hope that we get to see them do that. The maps that they have in right now are great for an alpha. They're really simple, easy to learn, the layout's not too complicated, but that's kind of where the problem is, because it's not too complicated and it's super simple. I'm really hoping that they introduce a couple maps that are a little more complicated to understand and learn, something similar to almost Rainbow Six Siege, where you kind of have to know the map and understand where you can go in order to make the biggest impact in whatever's happening. The reason I'm saying this is because a lot of characters depend on melee things, and you kind of have to sneak around the back and get up close, and you can't really do that with these maps because there's sometimes cover and there sometimes isn't, just because of the destructible nature of a lot of the structures, which makes it kind of hard to play some of the characters like Spider-Man or Black Panther, because you kind of have to sneak in the back, but you can't really sneak in the back, so you try to get to the back from the front, and then you can't get to the back from the front because that's just not how it works, and you get killed. Regardless, I think these characters are still playable even if you can't really sneak around, but it'd be nice to be able to do that, is just what I'm saying. Another thing they might want to work on is that they have this sort of leveling system where the characters go from 1 to 5 stars depending on how difficult they are. 1 star being super easy and 5 star being very difficult. That being said, the 1 star characters seem to be way better than the 5 star characters. I don't know that that's actually a balancing issue, or if it's just an issue of skill based off of the fact that 1 star characters are just easier to play than the 5 star characters, so the people who play them are inherently better because they're just easier to play. Either way, I think this game is 100% worth your time. It's worth checking out. I understand that right now it's kind of hard to get a code, and I think that's super frustrating for everyone who doesn't have one. I got lucky to get one. I hope that you guys get to play it soon because I love this game. I'm super excited to see where this goes. This is just an alpha, so I'm very hopeful to see what the beta and the full release brings us. That's all I got. I'm not going to keep talking because I got nothing else to say, so I'll stop yapping now. I really do appreciate you watching all the way if you made it this far. Be sure to check out some of the other videos on the channel, and I'll see you in the next